Picture this: you're sitting on your desk, cramming your newly found hyperfixation on art, and you open up your social media, as one does, and come across a new trend. A trend that is quite literally surrounded by your newly found hyperfixation. If you have been on Instagram recently, TikTok for the people that have it unbanned, you might have seen this animated trend quite a lot. It has fairly caught people's eye. If you're not as chronically online as me, you'd not know what I'm talking about. I'm referencing the new Ghibli AI art trend, where people upload their pictures onto ChatGPT and get it made exactly like Ghibli's. But art did not die because of the introduction of artificial intelligence. I'm afraid it had died long before. In his Aesthetics, Hegel famously wrote art's obituary. He says art, considered in its highest vocation, is and remains for us a thing of the past. Thereby it has lost for us genuine truth in life and has been transferred into our ideas instead of maintaining its earlier necessity in reality and occupying its higher place. He goes on to hedge the obituary by recognizing the obvious, that artworks still get produced, but that art can now only be a leisure activity with the purpose of just entertaining and ornamenting. Aesthetics was published in 1835, almost 200 years ago, and speaks the truth, even more so than before. The fact of the matter is that the death of art, and by art I mean the new contemporary art, not neoclassicism, romanticism, realism, impressionism, and symbolism, is at the fault of social media and capitalism. Very original, I know. If we dig deeper into this segment, we'll go through some parts, especially India's current sociological aspect of undermining humanities-based subjects and why that plays a huge role in the death of artists in India. When I say art is dead, I don't mean it literally. The same goes for many other things: social media, the internet. I stand a hypocrite, critiquing these things while I edit this, script this, upload this. Where? Social media. But the truth lies still. They have given us so much. So then why does everything feel so saturated? Every other Bollywood or Hollywood film has the same other generated bluish cinematic look, and every other new romance book I read has the same plot line. All of this because of the role of social media, trends as they are, for the sake of earning money. I mentioned Hegel's aesthetics in the earlier segment. To understand his understanding of art, we have to first distinguish art into segments, just like his philosophical system, which is divided into three parts: logic, philosophy of nature, and philosophy of spirit. Unlike how we define spirit, he went on to define it as life that is rational and self-determining, but only so as it is self-conscious. This very self-conscious life Hegel calls spirit. Now, his philosophy of spirit is divided into three segments: Hegel's philosophy of art, or his aesthetics, philosophy of religion, and his account of history of philosophy. This video is dependent on the first one. Art, for Hegel, also gives expression to the spirit, or in this case, life's understanding of itself. He says that objects that were mere creations of humans, created for human purposes, whether they contain wood, color, words, sounds, shows the freedom of the spirit, or life. For him, the entire purpose of art is the creation of these objects, or the reflect of the sort of freedom that makes the object an art. Connecting this into the reality we live now, we have to change some words. Hegel does not talk about the value of art, how we experience it in the first place. Or he might have, we don't know. Mainly because his journals got lost, and we base this evidence mainly on his lectures. Ever saw that art piece with a duct tape and a banana? Or that infamous Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow and Blue by Barnett Newman? A painting that was known to be hated, and a guy literally gashed 50 feet of fabric and people praised him for it. What the hell was that kind of absurd reaction? I know it's a pretty simple piece. I mean, I could probably use MS Paint to make it, but why are we so afraid of simple things? I'm not defending the art or the artist. I'm trying to understand the path we have distinguished between the aesthetic value and the aesthetic experience. Just because we all don't have the same experience while looking at the art or observing the art does not mean that the art does not have value. Again, I am not trying to defend Newman's art, but I just have some lingering questions regarding simplicity. It's just three colors thrown together and being called art, but if Hegel can call an object that has some value to human beings, by human beings, to human beings, for the purpose of human beings, he can call that an art, then why do we need to put some aesthetic experience only when it is some simple art? Some say that the value is derived from experience, but what about the objects or subjects that we know have value even though we have never experienced? Heaven or hell, for example. Now, not that every piece of art has to speak for itself. That is its beauty. With AI art floating around on the internet, everyone's asking the question, will AI replace artists? When we should actually ask if AI will get creative. Jack Dazin made a video on that segment, and I'll leave that link down below. Behind AI is just maths. The day AI gains consciousness, it will probably increase the chances of replacing artists. My personal opinion on AI is unjust. I refuse to involve myself with AI. Humans have this natural concept of creativity which has been given to us. Whether you say it was given by a deity or by a natural selection, we as beings have this gift to make something, to create. Would you want to see an artificial intelligence that again we have created by our creativity to make something that's meant to make you feel? Does AI art make you feel anything? No, it's copied by other artists. It has no meaning behind it. Yet still, this is one of the main reasons why I don't think art has been murdered because of AI. We did it, not only because we are the ones who made AI in the first place, no. We killed art long before that. If you're an Indian like me, you probably know how much humanity-based subjects get critiqued on. They have been for ages. The best example of this would be in my school we have sections till the alphabet N. So 11th A, 11th B, 11th C, 11th D goes on till N. Out of these 14 sections, only one exists for humanities. Some schools, including mine, do not even provide all of these subjects to be studied in humanities, like geography and sociology are nowhere to be found. I'm not saying that the other countries do not do this. Yes, science is what people deem intellectual and humanities as hobbies, but there's so much to do from just quote-unquote simple subjects such as humanities. There's a long history on why humanities, or any subjects that was previously studied by women, is now seen as easy and useless, and I would recommend you to check out this video titled "Soon Books Won't Be Intellectual Anymore" by the book Leo. She explains how subjects that have been historically studied by women are undervalued, and I think she has explained the concept in an amazing manner. Hopefully you'll check it out. The link will be down below. India's love for STEM-based subjects is not fully true. At least in my observation, it's more about the competitive exam and the college than that of the profession. I'll give you an example. Ram is studying civil engineering and Ram is studying from IIT Delhi. Which one sounds better? The first Ram that could have been studying from IIT Delhi too, but without that, it just does not sound good enough. Whereas the second Ram could have been studying a mid-course from IIT Delhi, but his worth stays the same in the public eye. We barely have colleges and courses for humanities-based subjects. I recently found out that Masters in Philosophy has been discontinued under NEP without any reason why. If education becomes an industry, no one will look at a book and want to find solace in it. Learning becomes boring and anti-intellectualism arises. And if a person has a dream, wants to fulfill their life by creating art, whether it is making movies or paintings, music or studying history, it is shut down. And if you're lucky enough, you'll be told to have a plan A first. And if you're really lucky like me, you will be one of the people in the singular humanities section out of the 14. And until life for us artists, enjoyers of history and politics and philosophy becomes livable, we can't do anything. Cannot secure our lives. And all we can say is fuck it and have a cup of coffee.